Well, he just loved people, and he's friendly and gregarious, and really, really a giver. It's fantastic.
Tributes pouring in for San Diego legend Bill Walton. He died yesterday at the age of 71 years old.
And Walton was known for his athleticism, his famous road bike, his support of local nonprofits, of course, his broadcasting as well. Our Misha DeBono joins us live in Solana Beach with more on that part of Bill Walton's story. Misha.
Yeah, hi there, guys. You know, quite often people would see Bill Walton on his bike rolling down the 101 here where I'm standing right now. You know, there really was no better ambassador for San Diego. He loved San Diego. He loved the people who called San Diego home. And for any of us who had the opportunity to meet him, it stayed with you. You remember how big he is, how big his smile is, and what a giant heart he had.
He was an extraordinarily caring person, made you feel like you were special all the time.
The passing of basketball legend Bill Walton has not sunk in to those who knew him well.
We're being overwhelmed with this tsunami of well-wishers and wonderful memories, but I think the pain is yet to come, really, for us about losing Bill.
The San Diego native was larger than life in more ways than one. His incredible height, obviously, and his skill and athleticism. But it was his deep love of San Diego and the people, all of us who call it home, that made him a giant among men.
Well, he just loved people, and he's friendly and gregarious, and really a giver. That's fantastic.
Bob Reef is the executive director of San Diego Sports Innovator, a sports and lifestyle business development nonprofit Bill Walton was passionate about.
He always played a role of, well, first of an ambassador, but he had a lot to say about leadership that he learned from John Wooden in his days at UCLA.
Under his guidance, dozens of nonprofit startups were attracted here to San Diego and flourished.
Create new jobs, create employment, that really appealed to Bill.
He was a very deep person, a very smart person. A lot of people, again, may not realize this.
Don Rosenberg was a friend. They shared a love of rock music from the 60s and 70s and used to cycle together along the San Diego coastline. Walton found cycling after what he calls a miraculous surgery that gave him his life back.
He was in agonizing pain for quite some time, and it wasn't until, I think it was around 2008, 2009, that he had the surgery that really changed him.
Walton supported many charitable organizations, but one of his most loved was the Challenged Athletes Foundation. He participated in their San Francisco to San Diego ride 4 times.
I had multiple rib breaks and really couldn't move very much.
Rosenberg suffered a terrible bike accident. It was Bill Walton who was there in the ICU when he opened his eyes.
I wake up one day and there's Bill standing at the foot of the bed, and he's like this, which is a very familiar image of Bill. I can show you, I have photos of Bill everywhere like this, and he's, "Come on, Don, come on, Don."
And perhaps because of his own pain, he was always hugely invested in giving back. But it was the giving back of himself that will be forever remembered.
Well, you can imagine Bill's biggest gift to the world was Bill. And he's a very principled man, widely read.
Yeah, everyone we spoke to, their thoughts go out to the Walton family, his children, as well as his wife, Lori. They say she was absolutely his rock, his love. No word yet on services, but as soon as we learn that, we will bring it to you. From Solana Beach, I'm Misha DeBono.
Misha, a tremendously impactful legacy, certainly, for Bill Walton. Thank you so much for breaking down that part of the story.